Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I almost sat down without the hat. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a lovely day out there today. I'm a little bit cold, not gonna lie. I'm a little bit cold, a little chilly right now. Anyways, today we are listening to the first, technically two tracks, but they're put together here on Spotify. Plus, you guys had suggested listening to them together. We're listening to No Man. Never heard of them, but we're going to listen to the first track / two tracks off of their album Together, We're Stranger. This was released in 2003. This is another side project from Steven Wilson. Yeah, we're listening to this because it was suggested to me by Saturine Bear. So Saturine Bear, thank you so much for the recommendation. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And it was also mentioned by AK. So you two are really the forerunners of me listening to this. So let's go ahead and dive in. Apparently the first track, which we're listening to, I don't really know, but I know that it's been mentioned that it has some sort of reference to another track from another Steven Wilson project called Base Communion and their track Drugged, which, if you haven't heard me say before, I think is one of the most beautiful songs or tracks, pieces of music that I've heard. But that's a personal opinion. It's probably not for everybody. It's very ambient. But man, when that guitar starts strumming, boy does it strum. Anyways, let's go ahead and dive on in. We'll talk about it a little bit after. Actually, you know what? I'll do you one better because I'm reading here. Listen, here's what we got. Okay. It says here the first 4 songs are linked to form a 28-minute suite of continuous music. So let's just listen to that. Let's just do that then. Why do 2? Let's do 4. We got time. Let's relax. Hope you grabbed a drink. Hope you grabbed a glass. All right, here we go. It's not even a long song Saturday. We're just chilling. Sorry, I'm just raising the volume. Probably going to be ambient, so keeping that in mind. Yeah, that little bit of organ right there in the back. That's from Drugged. Whichever came first. Yep. Yep. Man, that's very nostalgic for me. It's kind of interesting hearing that organ in a different context.
We step outside
Didn't know there were lyrics.
and face the poison weather. and I are something else together.
The way that it's sung and approached is like later day David Sylvian, like Manophone, that kind of era.
Arm in arm, we'd waste our charms forever.
It's drugged.
Drifting off, despite the cost. Afraid to ask for better. You and I are something else together.
It's so weird hearing drugged like this with singing and a few extra sounds.
You and I are something else together.
The way the guitar squeezes in there. This is very like David Sylvian. I can't help but hear that. Deep bass. That's nice. This is stunning to me. This is a really cool, to me, version of this track. I'm imagining that now it's moving into the next section, which is the blue changes. Let me see if there's lyrics for that one. I would imagine, because this is. It's very Hassel-esque. Okay. I like how this came off of the previous part.
All the blue changes, all the blue change, all the blue changes, rearrange, giving up on beautiful, making peace with strange. All the blue changes, rearrange.
This is a really nice, like, how cohesive this is. Coming off of the previous part with that ambience. It's really cool.
All the blue changes, all the blue changes, all the blue changes,
So hypnotic, but still giving you that energy. It's still building up and feels like something.
rearrange, giving up on beautiful, and giving up on pain.
What a journey.
All the blue changes, rearrange. All the things
Mellotron now.
all the things we want.
If it builds up and there's a drum explosion, I'll go crazy. If not, it's still good. But I wouldn't be disappointed. layers and layers of ambient sounds guitar.
The city in a hundred ways will never let you stay. The city in a hundred ways, it wouldn't let you stay. The city in a hundred ways will never let you stray.
This is nice. You know what? I'm finishing my cup of coffee, but this was like a warm cup of coffee when I'm cold. This was good. Really nice. Okay, now we're gonna let it lead into the next track slash 2 tracks suite, which is The City in a Hundred Ways and Things I Want to Tell You. Should do it automatically here. There's that trumpet again. I like how that held sustained chord in the back from the synth or mellotron, whatever it may be. Just lightly glistening there. While the wind gets to blow on top. leaves that little space. There you go. That's good. It's so intimate. Listen to the production of every time a string is played or plucked. Just cozy.
Roll me
Lyrics.
over on my right side. Roll me over slow. Roll me over on my right side. My left side
This is good.
hurts me so. I'm what you left behind. I'm fading from your mind.
So harmonics.
I'm what you left behind.
Is that cello in the back there?
There are things I want to tell you.
Melody just kind of snuck in there too.
I no longer tell you ways I want to hold you and to raise.
It's cool how that kind of came on the sides there. Really good
It's
job.
harder in the evenings, waiting for the phone rings. The hollow thump of life has no taste. I'm what you left behind. I'm fading from your mind.
This is good. It's very emotional.
I'm what you left behind.
It's so empty when the guitar is gone, huh? I hear that way in the distance. It's a little creeping in. Excuse me. That's a long fade out. Just long fade out to silence. Still got 20 seconds left. Just want to make sure that there's nothing coming up. A little wave. It's going to be it. Okay. That was really, really enjoyable. If I had more time, I would actually just sit here and listen to the rest of the album. But I wasn't expecting to listen to 28 minutes, let alone. I was originally expecting 16 minutes of track, but when I saw the 4 put together for 28, I was like, well, might as well do that. Okay, a few things to throw out there really quick. One, like I just said, if I had a little bit more time, I would just listen to the rest of this. Why not? 2, I hated the final track. I'll tell you why later. Hated it. We'll talk about that after we get through this. This was so incredible to hear, especially knowing what I know of the first track with Drugged and how that relates to the first track, Together We're Stranger. How incredible was that? Because, I'll find it really quick for you guys. It's the same song. But in case you're not familiar with Drugged, of course, when I type in Drugged, it brings in, a lot of other stuff. But Drugged, it's just this. Love the trumpet, by the way, but you can hear it. But it's just, that's it. Just ambience, no singing, no extra, accoutrement on the sides or anything like that. It's very much stripped down. So it's really cool to hear, in a sense, this version. I don't know which came first. Let me look at the Wikipedia article really quick because I didn't actually read it. But I did see it here. Let's see. In keeping with other No Man releases, so you guys see what I'm reading, the title track reuses the musical basis of a previous Steven Wilson work, that of Drugged, from his first Base Communion album. Okay, so Drugged was first. This is adding things extra on top of it. So that's actually really cool, to hear it in this context. One of the tracks that I think is one of the most beautiful pieces of music that I heard. And to hear them go a little bit further with it, adding vocals, adding all these different sounds in there. It's just really, really incredible what they were able to do and what they did do. It's kind of like, I'll bring another David Sylvian comparison. It's kind of like I heard Forbidden Colors featuring David Sylvian and, of course, Ryuichi Sakamoto first. before hearing Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, which is just Sakamoto, the famous soundtrack and piece of music for that particular movie. So it's cool to hear like two same songs, but in different contexts and with different compositional elements thrown into it. It's really, really cool to hear that, and I love what they did here. The Together We're a Stranger kind of makes me think of, once again, like I mentioned, a later era David Sylvian with like a manophone kind of sound. Maybe even, for example, late Talk Talk, if you want to go that direction. Kind of sparse. There is direction, but it's like a more of a suggestion than a direct direction, which I think they worked out really well. And then as it moves off of that ambience to the next track, All the Blue Changes, I love how all you have is just a little bit of cymbal. A little cymbal that moves everything along at a different pace. Then the singing from, it's not Steven actually singing here, it's going to be Tim Bonus. I don't think we've ever listened to anything from him. His name looks familiar, but I can't say. Maybe we have and I just don't remember. But I like how sensitive his voice is. I like how All the Blue Changes almost is more of a straightforward song compared to the previous ambient track. It's getting a little hot now. And I just think that that's really cool, that direction that the track moved in. You know, I think that worked extremely well in kind of making this long intro with the first title track and then moving into something slightly more standard or straightforward, I should say, while still retaining that ambience and that artfulness as well. That was extremely well done with beautiful performances, really fantastic guitar. Like, there's just such an intimacy to the music, which I think is much more accentuated as it moves into the next track, The City in 100 Ways. Excuse me. Which is kind of like that little bit of, it's only a 2-minute section. And that's just kind of that bridge that quiets everything down, kind of shuts down the lights before moving us into the final track, Things I Want to Tell You. Okay. Let's dive into the lyrics briefly. Because all of them do have lyrics, but not very many. Together we're a stranger. We step outside and face the poisoned weather. You and I are something else together. Arm in arm, we'd waste our charms forever, drifting off despite the cost, afraid to ask for better. You and I are something else together. So I like this. You know, this could be, of course, talking about Steven and Tim working together. Together we're a stranger. It could just be literally a sort of fourth wall breaking autobiographical take. Or, of course, it could be something of any sort of relationship, just a close companionship of any sort. Doesn't even matter. Like I said, not much to read into there. Moving into the next track, All the Blue Changes. All the blue changes, all the blue chains, all the blue changes rearranged. Giving up on beautiful and making peace with strange. That's a great line. All the blue changes, it repeats from there. The city in 100 ways, it wouldn't let you stay. The city in 100 ways would never let you stray. So it won't let you stay, but it also won't let you veer off the path. That's kind of interesting, these chains that are mentioned once again. So there's a restriction, but there's also a change and a progression, which also works with that line that I said, you know, making peace with strange and giving up on the beautiful, giving up on the norm. Let's make something a little different. This is all tying in very well to the album title as well. Okay. Things I want to tell you. Excuse me. This is why I hate this song. Now I'm going to tell you why. It's not because the song is bad. The song is gorgeous. The guitar work in here is spectacular. I love how all these strings are coming upon each other and layered and layered and layered, which, by the way, I forgot to mention except during the track, but the layering in the second track is spot on. Just spot on how things are added on. Things I want to tell you, it's because I don't even know how to approach this. Allow me to be emotional for a second. I almost started crying listening to this because looking at the lyrics, the way that I envision this is when, you know, the way that Tim is singing is just so sensitive and heartfelt. Roll me on my right side, roll me over slow, roll me on my right side, my left side hurts me so. Okay. Last year, before my dad had passed, there were many days, many nights, long days and long nights, him in the hospital, and I guess, for lack of a better word, at the point before his death, several days before, when he stopped talking and stopped communicating, we knew, like, obviously he was still there. He just wasn't able to communicate. And among the things that he was able to communicate beforehand were, because he was in the hospital bed for so long, he would get sores, and they'd always have to turn him over to one side and then turn him back over to another side. So just like these lyrics, genuinely, they hit me. There's no way to doubt, or there's no way to work around that. And if you even noticed, during the first track, I was kind of like talkative. During this part, I kind of just like shut down a little bit because I was just genuinely trying to hold it together. Because I really did start tearing up, and it just hit. Truthfully, it really just did. And then as I read the rest of the lyrics, even though it may not directly, correlate to what I'm talking about, I couldn't help but read these lyrics, I guess, from the point of view of someone that maybe in their final moments of life and they can't communicate anymore. And so in a sense, these are like their last thoughts. I'm what you left behind. I'm fading from your mind. I'm what you left behind. There are things I want to tell you. I no longer tell you. Ways I want to hold you, gone to waste. I just really like, that just really connected. And I thought that was incredibly sad. It's harder in the evenings, waiting for the phone rings. The hollow thump of life has no taste. Like, at that point, before passing, life is tasteless. You're just waiting. And then to me, waiting for the phone rings, it made me think of like, I know this is not what the song's about. It's just, I'm just explaining where my mind went. Like, I just imagine like my dad unable to communicate, in and out of consciousness, and maybe waiting for a phone call from a family or friend, or like something like that, even if he can't respond. And then it just goes on from there. And the final thought rolled me over. I truly, that just broke me. There's no way to say anything around that. That just got me, So, like I said, I don't actually hate the song. It's just, it hit. But this was a really, really great recommendation. Like I said, if I had more time than I do, I would just go ahead and listen to the rest of it. And I'm assuming, as long as you guys enjoyed it, that I will just listen to the next, 4 songs or so. Why not? I mean, we got this far, right? And because it is kind of ambient music and such, I forgot to mention this before, after the tracks had ended. But I apologize that there's not, like, much reaction from me, because when it comes to ambient music, like, how much reaction can I give you? I'm just gonna sit here and listen to the music with a couple comments here or there. But really, really hope that you guys enjoyed it. Saturine Bear and AK, thank you guys so much for the recommendations. Follow me. Patreon, support the channel. $2 a month. You don't have to, but you can. Press the like button, subscribe, all of that fun stuff. Hope you enjoyed it. Come back tomorrow. I'll see you all later, guys. Bye. You almost got me with this one, guys. You almost got me with this one. Almost.